a lot of people don't realize that it's actually what we're talking about when we say mindset, it's your beliefs, right? Because your beliefs dictate your behavior. And a lot of the times people don't put mindset together with, oh, that's right. It's actually what I believe, and that's how I think, and that's how I function.
If the only times that I call you are times when I ask you, who do you know that wants to buy or sell, would you really believe that I have your best interest at heart? Probably not. And so no matter what story I'm telling, you're not believing it. And then I always leave this one for last. This is authenticity.
I love that. Welcome, everybody. We've got Mark Rader, my co-host on this one with LabCoatAgents, and Jordan Weber from zBuyer. Do you have that? Yeah, you do. You have the awesome logo behind you. I knew you did. Well, for everybody joining us, thank you. We'll be talking about the most valuable leads. How did we come up with that title, Jordan?
So I get constantly asked questions from customer service. They're coming to me and they're like, hey, I'm hearing this. We're getting this feedback. You know, what can we do? What recommendations would you give? What would you say? And we hear one all the time where clients, agents are calling us and saying, hey, these leads aren't working. I'm talking to all these people and they want to sell, they want to buy, they're interested in doing something, but they're 6 months out, they're 8 months out. I'm searching for a transaction today.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, dude. I think that is a very common question, especially right now when everybody's in shift mode and they're thinking, where can I go to get leads that are converting right now? Because a lot of people are coming from a point of desperation, right? So when we look at leads that come through that are saying, hey, I'm not purchasing anything right now, how do we find value in those? How do you typically see agents using that successfully, those nurture leads?
So it's a great question, and it puts our agents in a great position because we've got two types of leads. We've got the nurture leads, or we've got the immediate go now leads. Whereas those immediate go now leads, they're actively searching for an agent. They're trying to find someone. So it's going to be a quick decision for them to find somebody. And oftentimes it's the first person that calls them. That first connection that's made statistically is the higher chance of winning the business. But these nurture leads, these 6 months out, 8 months out, it gives the realtor time to, one, if they have systems in place, build that connection, build rapport, stay in contact, nurture long-term, but it gives time to build trust, build value, build rapport, and make a connection. So that way, when that homeowner or that home shopper does get to the point of, hey, I'm ready to go now, now's my time, let's make a decision, let's move forward, you're already the agent that they go to.
All right, that makes sense. Mark, you do such a great job with the nurturing part of talking to people and then following up with them long term. What have you seen in regards to leads coming in and saying, hey, we're not looking right now? How long does it really take in this process to nurture them and then bring them back?
Yeah. Well, we just got one for like 8 mil, and they were like, hey, you know, we're looking right now, but we're not looking to buy it for a few months. And then after like 15 minutes on the phone, I come to find out that they can't even buy it for about 6 months. To me, maybe a year, but to me, and I think a lot of us would agree here, Jordan and you, Tristan, it's probably somewhere between like 3 to 6 months.
Okay, hold on, because you said something that we forget, right? And here, I said this yesterday, and I didn't realize that a lot of people don't look at it this way, so I'm going to repeat it here. When we talk about mindset, just a lot of people don't realize that it's actually what we're talking about when we say mindset, it's your beliefs, right? Because your beliefs dictate your behavior. And a lot of the times people don't put mindset together with, oh, that's right. It's actually what I believe, and that's how I think, and that's how I function. So Mark, when you're talking to somebody, your belief is that your ability to create a relationship is real with everybody you're talking to that comes through. Doesn't matter if it's from zBuyer or whatever, Google PPC. And the point is you talk to them and you try to find the motivation. You try to find the reason, right? In conversation and creating relationship. And a lot of people instantly, Jordan, if you come through a zBuyer and I'm like, hey, thanks for coming through. Listen, what are you looking for? I'm just looking. Got it. Let me know when you're ready. Hang up. Mark, online leads suck. They're terrible. Everybody says they're just looking, right? And that goes back to your beliefs. It goes back to your mindset. So Mark, I love that you added that, and we could have hovered over that, but I think in buying leads, in investing in zBuyer or anything else, dude, don't do it if your mindset's in the gutter. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to say online leads suck. In fact, open house leads suck. Door knocking sucks. Expired suck. You're not ready for anything.
Yeah.
So great point. Tell me, continue on that story. What happened after they said 6 months? What's going out now?
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked even more, right? And we actually came up with like a little game plan of kind of what we're going to do. The client would be relocating here out of the area. So there are some necessary steps that need to take place, like getting his previous place all set up and ready to go, the whole entire moving across country type thing. So, just kind of going over logistics and kind of just honestly just conversating and just talking about like, hey, here are some easy steps in order to get there, but let's break it down one step at a time and let's find you a home out here first. So what are we looking for, right? One amazing script that I want to share with everyone that I love, that actually I learned from you, Tristan. When someone says, oh, we're just looking, I love to say, oh, hey, I totally get it. I just looked too. Like yesterday, I was just looking in so-and-so. I'm not even looking to buy. What are we looking for? What is it that we're looking for?
I love that, man. It's so simple. And I think just in hearing how you talk to people, you're trying to connect with them at a deeper level. And if you're talking to me, and I've talked to you a lot of times, just for fun, right? Outside of real estate, because you're my friend, I always feel like you actually want to listen and you actually want to connect. That I think is something we can all bring from any business that we came from, right? That's really where it is. It's on a human level, Jordan. And a lot of us forget, right? We want to just go for the scripting. That's going to go for the appointment and the close on the phone, right? No. And then you want to correct me on the phone that the real estate market isn't crashing. Like, on the phone? Really?
I almost started telling you about what I'm looking for, Mark, because
That's
fun. So good, dude.
One thing to note though, from that small interaction you had, Mark, you haven't met them face to face, right?
No, not at this point, no.
No, just a couple phone calls, really?
Yeah, one actually, and then some texts. Yeah.
Now, with that though, because you discovered what the actual situation is, you discovered their timeline, you helped them put a plan in place. It took you maybe what, 30 minutes?
Just about that.
The chances of them going online and continuing to fill out lead forms looking for another realtor, the chances of them going to someone else's site filling out information has decreased exponentially because they've got Mark, they've got a contact, they know someone. That took 30 minutes out of their day to help them put a plan in place, to help set, hey, here's the steps we need to take. This is where I can be involved. This is what I can help with. These are the steps that are on your part. Let's work towards it. Let's set a follow-up. Let me get back in touch with you here. So now you've secured that lead.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And I think one really important thing too that we should all like take into consideration here is going off of that, Jordan, is always provide value to your clients. Even if they're not ready right now, provide them some market updates, provide them some articles, provide them with properties that are coming up, provide them with honestly, really anything. Even honestly, I have clients who I'm looking for, and they're looking for like the golden house, right? It's like few and far in between, might not even exist in this market right now at all, right? But I say, hey Jordan, it's Mark. I hope all is well. I know we haven't talked in a couple of days or a few days or a week or whatever it is. I just want to let you know though, I'm still hunting for that house for you, and I hope all is well. If you have any questions or you need anything, let me know.
Absolutely.
I love that. I want to show something here on my screen because it just happened. Grabbing it right now. This is a perfect example, and I want to run this through you, Mark, live. So look at the time, 9:29 a.m. Pacific. We're Pacific. That was 12 minutes ago. Just got the zBuyer lead, right? Don't call it. This is ours. Don't email it. We just got this. Woodland Hills phone number, zBuyer. It tells us at the top, seller, cash offer, right? So before I go to Mark, Jordan, what the hell does this mean? Seller, cash offer. How do we know this coming in from zBuyer? What do they have to fill in?
Yeah, so they go through a pretty, in-depth lead form, but it starts off with, hey, are you interested in seeing a potential cash offer for your home, as well as the market value for your property? As they
Okay.
start answering questions, telling us things like how quick they're selling, why they're selling. In that case, it was relocating, I think. They said their home's in excellent condition.
Yeah.
Then they have to agree. This is kind of like the pivoting point of, first they say, yes, I'm interested. Then they give us their contact information. Then they say, hey, yes, connect me with a Woodland Hills realtor so I understand my home's value, how much equity is at stake.
Nice. Okay. So we got that. And now let me go back to it. There's further information at the bottom. It says home seller, cash offer valuation. This homeowner responded to a cash offer advertisement via email or text message. They're curious about an offer amount. We advise them to be informed that a market value before considering any offers. Informed about. Okay, got it. They're expecting contact from a realtor or, real estate agent. Mark, that's where you come in.
Yep.
What does this call sound like if we just got it 13 minutes ago?
Yeah. So give them a call. Let's say they answer. Hey, Coachy, this is Mark with Keller Williams Realty. Just wanted to reach out and say thank you for jumping on our home seller website. I was just wondering, for the right price, and if it made sense for you, would you consider possibly selling your home on Chalmont Road?
Oh yeah, I've been thinking, but I wanted to see what the cash offer was, because my first assumption is it's probably going to be less than market value. Is that typically the case?
Well, yes and no. There's not a one-dimensional answer to that question. It's multidimensional. Let me explain. We have actually cash buyers right now on hand that are looking for a property just like yours on Chalmont. And it may actually be that it might be a little under market value because they're looking for an investment. But we also have buyers that are looking to move into homes for their families and for themselves, whether they be first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers. But so there are a couple of options here. But first things first is I would love to come by, see the home, meet you, and kind of get a feel for the property, because I can't really get too much into it without really knowing and feeling the home. Would that be okay if I stop by later today at 5?
Well, I just want to make sure, do you guys actually have somebody that would give me a cash offer
Absolutely.
on the home quickly?
Yes.
Like how fast can I sell this if I needed to sell it quickly?
Yeah, if we needed to sell it quickly, we can do it very close, 7 days.
And where do the buyers come? I mean, where's the buyer coming from?
It's actually a part of our network, our sphere. We
Like-
have
like
several buyers.
Like an investor or like a real buyer, like a person who's going to live in the home?
We have both, actually.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm open. Sure. Let's talk. Come and take a look at the home.
Perfect. That would be great. Today at 5. Okay for you?
Yeah, that's good.
Fantastic.
I like it.
Yeah, 5.
All right. And look, I went softer on Mark because some of these are like, right. But remember, they're requesting information. So it's not like a cold call. You just have to answer the question that they're asking by email. They're saying, hey, we're considering a cash offer. We took the time to go through this whole form, answer the questions. So when you call me, don't try to sell me on something different. Answer my question first.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't answer that question. So, Jordan, you've
We
got a question here.
Yeah, Radislav is I think he's asking if we can run through like a scenario when the person says, who, I didn't fill out any form, how did you find me, or how did you get my number, stuff like that.
Okay, sure. I mean, does that typically happen? Because they fill out I don't think you understand how many questions they answer in order to get here. Jordan, first answer that, and then we'll go.
So to your question, Tristan, yes, it does happen. Absolutely. And I think just about anyone in the world is guilty of filling out a form and then saying, I don't know, I'm not interested, because it's initial responses that we use to brush off the call. But I think the bigger understanding here is not, I didn't fill out something, how did you find me? It's what can I do to provide value to get you to open up to me? this piece right here, if I didn't fill out any form, I didn't request information, how'd you find me? How'd you get my number? It's more of, they don't know who's on their phone. They don't know who's calling them. They don't know anything about you. They don't know how many homes you've sold. They don't know how you can help them, that you might have buyers in your network, investors in your network that are cash buyers that want to help them. They don't know anything about that. You haven't built any value to then gain trust to get them to be open about their intentions and why they filled out the form.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So now going to Mark. Mark,
Yep.
if somebody says, hey, how'd you get my information? Right.
Yep.
Or let's go exactly answering this. I didn't fill up any form. How did you find me? Go ahead.
Got it. Cool. So my play on this is 2 plays. One, I'm going to try and backpedal a little bit, and I'm going to try and make them feel a little bit more comfortable, which would look along the lines of something like this. Oh, Tristan, I'm sorry for any confusion. Sometimes, you know, the systems might get their wires crossed, but either way, are you still the owner of 123 Main Street?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Again, so sorry for any confusion. Well, while I have you on the phone, I mean, you might not be looking to sell, but we're here now in the conversation. Real quickly, I just want to know at what price, maybe either now or in any future market, would you possibly consider selling your home for?
I mean, I hear prices are dropping, but I don't know, 900,000.
Okay, 900,000.
Yeah.
If I had someone that actually might want to pay that, and I actually might, I gotta make sure that they're still in the market. It's been a couple of weeks since we spoke, but if I had an offer come across the table at 900,000, would you consider at least looking at it and allowing me and the client to come through and look at your home?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, fantastic.
I would consider it. Sure.
Great. So either here I would go for the appointment and go and check it out. And I can
Perfect.
happily meet Tristan. Now let's say Tristan says no. Like I'm not looking at selling a.
Yeah, I'm not
Kick
looking at
rocks.
selling, no.
All right, look, I totally understand. Again, so sorry for the confusion. I appreciate you answering that question on the fly.
Okay.
Tristan, would it be okay with you if I maybe added you to my monthly market update so you can kind of see what's going on in your neighborhood with the real estate market? I'm not going to spam you. It's just going to be like once a month email type thing with some comps in the area and just some information for you that's free.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, and what's the best email and contact info for you so I can plug that in?
Blah, 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 gmail.com.
Great, awesome. And then that's my next play is there is now to nurture them, because just because it's a no today doesn't mean it's not going to be a no tomorrow or whenever.
Okay, I like that. And look, he also added, I think it's about timing of our call. We just call them when they're doing something and we're interrupting. It's a great point. And I'm going to go back to you on text with this because that's how we control, everyone controls their time with text. We can decide when we respond to text, right? Because it allows us to do everything else that we're doing. Like right now, I'm not going to respond to any text, but I will later. So in that, understanding that, which I see that you do, I want you to also use text in the form of nudging people. If they come through, like if we go back to, what is this? What was his name? Kochi? Right?
Yeah.
If we go to Kochi and he came in now 20 minutes ago at 9:29 a.m. Pacific, and we called him, and maybe we didn't reach him, or maybe we did have a conversation with him. Maybe instead, if you want to try this, if you want to try texting people, and if they don't respond, then text them back 25, 30 minutes later with something along the lines of, please let me know. I'd like to get a better understanding so I can help you. Right.
I love texting the zBuyer leads. I do it all the time.
Yeah. And I think we forget that we have multiple options, right? We have calling, texting, emailing, and then the faster you can get to them. Like I certainly hope, Mark, that somebody got to Kochi 5 minutes as soon as they went in, right? That's what I'm hoping, because they're actively looking through. And this way we get a lot less of the, I didn't sign up for anything. Because dude, if I go through yesterday, I don't know how much stuff I signed up for. I like downloaded a few different packets. I signed up to get 3 different emails from newsletters, and I don't know. So if you do it immediately, right, chances are they're going to remember. So you have a higher chance. And if you do it by text, you allow people to communicate when they can with you.
Right. And then also kind of stemming off that question with that Jeanette asked, is a personal call more beneficial versus a text or an email? and what you just answered, I really think one thing that we need to keep in mind is that sometimes we don't know. And what I mean by that is, let's say Jordan comes in and he's a zBuyer, and he's a seller or a buyer, whatever it may be. I don't know if Jordan likes to talk on the phone. I don't know if he likes to text, and I don't know if he likes to email. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try all three.
Yeah.
And
Really?
then I'm going to go and run with the one that Jordan likes to go with. Like for me, I like to talk on the phone, but that doesn't mean that Jordan does.
That's true, man. That's true. And look, I hate phone calls
Yeah.
and I'm okay with emails, but I don't check my email. So
Texting's for you.
texting 1,000% for me, and social media messaging, right? But like my wife, she'll pick up the phone no matter who's calling, right?
Yeah.
And it's nuts. So Mark will do the same thing too. He loves the phone. He'll pick up the phone no matter what. How about
Even
you,
if it's spam risk, I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? You want to buy something? Jordan, how about you?
I'm
Texting?
terrible about phone calls. Like I'll be on a phone call and then my other phone will ring and I'll go to answer that one. And I'm like, I can only take one at a time. It's terrible.
What is wrong with you guys? I'm joking. All right, Jordan, tell us, how do we go to zBuyer? What are we signing up for? How many leads do we get? What does that look like?
Yeah. So I'm going to answer your question without answering your question, because you sign up for whatever you want. We'll show you every market, every county across the country. We'll show you what we have available, what we can deliver monthly, buyers, sellers, maybe both of them, maybe the prospecting leads, whatever you want. You go in, you pick how much you want. You build your price. So we don't say, hey, it's, $700 a month. You go and say, hey, this is what I have available in my budget, put to marketing, put to some additional lead generation. That's what we send you every month. No contract, don't lock you into anything. Try and make it as simple as possible, where all you have to do is tell us what your demand is, what are you able to handle, what is your business need, and we send it to you.
Perfect, man. I love that. So click on the link. Jacob put it right there quite a few times. Great questions, by the way. Anybody else have a question on approach with online leads in general, or just zBuyer, or anything along the lines of any type of lead that we get? We'll be happy to answer it. I mean, Mark and I do this all day, so happy to answer it here. You can reach out to us. Jordan, how do people get a hold of you if they have questions?
If you want to get a hold of me, bear with me here.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. I'm answering a question right now on Facebook here.
I want to real quick jump back around to the beginning of the conversation. We said, everyone is searching for that immediate business. And that's why we see sometimes the hesitancy to, seeing value in a lead that's 6 months out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pose a question to you, Mark and Tristan. What business is more valuable, the business today, or knowing that you have a listing 6 months out, and knowing that you have a listing 7 months out, knowing that you have a listing 5 months out?
I think it's both, man. You need both. You need both to run a business. You need leads right now, and you need people that are wanting to transact later. Because without that, this is why we have such a massive roller coaster ride in this business, because people don't think 3, 6, 9 months out. Right.
And the prospecting you do today is the business you'll have tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean like anywhere from 1 to 3 months out.
That's a really long tomorrow.
It is. It's a hibernation.
It's a really long tomorrow. But yeah, it's something that we face all the time, from agents, members calling us and saying, hey, I like it. I'm having conversations. I'm talking to people every day, but they're 6 months out. They're 4 months out. They're a year out, but I know it's a solid seller. I know I made the connection. This is going to be my guy in a year, but it's a year out. So seeing the value that it's just as important as the person that you'll sign a contract with next week, of knowing, hey, 6 months, I've got business, 8 months, I've got business. Because if not, like you said, it's that roller coaster. It's feast or famine.
No.
Yeah. And for everyone if anyone's new in here or watching this webinar later, when someone says 6 months out, please keep in mind that may actually be like 2 or 3 months out.
It's very true. You never know. Ask questions, consistently nurture.
Yeah. Yes. And the follow-up is key.
Yeah, I'm writing that down, dude. I like the terms there. Perfect. Jordan, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being in zBuyer. Mark, thanks for co-hosting this. Appreciate you guys.
Of course.
Have an awesome day, everybody.
Later.
Thanks, everyone.